Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Sooz from Sue Zanker. Guess you can guess where the name the tangle came from. And it is a neat grid pattern that is pretty versatile. So you could use it as a border, as a fill-in tangle. Doesn't have to be a straight grid. It can be a wonky grid, whatever you like. Do take a look at the For More Inspiration link in the description section so you can look at Sue's samples and her step out and all of that. It just gives some extra good ideas. Okay, so I'm going to do this just as a fragment. And that's how, wait, let me see when this, is this before? Oh, no, this is from 2018. Okay, so I think we were doing fragments and reticula then. I'm trying to remember when Rick and Maria came out with their, this was in the primer book where they announced, talked about fragments and reticula and stuff like that. All right. So, here is our one box. All of a sudden my brain went, it went digging into the primer book in my head. Oh my gosh. Okay. And this is so simple and so neat. All right. Starts off, pick whichever direction you want to start. And, well, you know what? I'm going to do this and use the natural curve of my hand. So, if you've done the tangle bales, this stroke will seem similar. We're just going to do a big C-shaped curve line, like so, on one side. And then on the opposite side, same thing. And if you want the best chance for consistency, because, there are no guarantees in anything. If you plant your hand and then you use the natural curve, right? And that's why, turn the tile, do the same thing. It's up to you, but it kind of helps. All right. Then from whichever direction you wish to draw it, we're going to draw a diagonal line. And so I'm going from the lower left to the upper right, like so. And we have a Z. All right, then, and for some reason, I don't know why, I want to do this next bit the other direction. It's just silly. But we're going to do a C-shaped curve line. And now, I'll explain in a second. So, in the upper right corner, above the line, above the diagonal line we just drew, a small C-shaped curve line, kind of like that. And then, next step is we're going to do a bigger one here. I'm going to say that you could probably just do this in one step because, as you see, it looks like an S, right? And it might line up a little bit better. Up to you. I do like that. Well, she could have gone either way. Could have, done it like this as one or two. Sometimes I like it. Like the steps separated, and then you can choose if you want to put them together. Separated, at least in my mind, it takes my mind like, oh, there's two. Oh, I could put those together. And that fits in my brain more than, or I should say it fits in my brain easier than, oh, look at this. Oh, maybe I could take it apart into other steps. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's it. That's it. We're done. All right. Have a nice. No, just kidding. But from here, you get to decorate it however you wish. And I do have it in a grid, and I will show you. So here's how. Let's see. Oh, and that's the problem. The decisions are endless. You have all of these spaces that you can do something with. I think, and one thing to look at is, I'm just going to fill in, I think this, oh wait, no, I'm going to do something completely different. You could fill them in solid. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do lines in them, and But I'm going to do it on both of them. Because, I mean, you could decide you could fill in one, the other, both. Do them with the same thing. Do them with different things. And if you're doing it in a grid... oh, no, I did the same thing in the grid that I chose. Okay. I like it when I all of a sudden just get an idea. Like that. Just thinking of something else to do inside that curve. Something different than I've done. You see how I think these things out ahead of time? Yeah, I don't. I was partly thinking I could do the lines in there also. Yeah. All right. But while I'm here, you know, let's do that. Let's fill in those, because I did orbs on the one thing that I'm going to show you in a moment. But let's fill this in. Because, I mean, there's so much playing that can happen with this. Not only just by putting things in, but with the shading. And I had an idea, and so I'm going to try it. Because I like to try things right here. And even though I'm recording it, I'm doing it live and I'm not editing it. Because that's no fun. That doesn't go with the Zentangle. All right, no mistakes means no mistakes. And if I don't show you when things go awry, it's just no fun. All right. So, and even when when my pencil has run away, you know, I could hit, well, there on a rare occasion, it just depends. I think I had a coughing spell once or something. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's redo that one. All right, so here's what I was thinking with the shading, or with doing the with the shading. So I was like, oh, we could let's give this some interesting depth. And then the question is, and I think that these, then they kind of sink down already, so let's sink them down a little bit more. And we'll do that by putting some graphite on the inside. And here, there's one, this will be, because it's so small, a little dicey, but it's okay. And then, whoops, sorry. Bringing that in, leaving a little bit, you know, or doing my best to leave a little bit of the natural tile color there. So that way it's not just filled in gray, although you could just fill it in gray. That could work too. And it's one of those things where if I don't like it, I can always do that. But it sinks it. Well, you can look at it two ways. It kind of sinks it down, or it makes it look like a bubble. But what if, I don't know. What if we're just having fun here, and let's do this. I don't know. You know, this is why it's just fun to play and not to worry about anything. And for those that, because I know I know sometimes in the comments people will put, oh, you know, I just don't know what to do with the shading. You know what? Just play. And that's why I try to give some hints here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Unless I was going to do this. Oh, well, let's do this. I don't remember what I was going to do on the other side. I think I was going to do similar. The more you play, and then we learn from it, you see the result. And then you can kind of run it in your head a little bit. After a while, that's what I've sort of been able to do. No, I'm going to do, all right, graphite coming all this way and here. And the only time you really get like the graphite remorse is if it just becomes like solid gray, and then that's bad. I don't know, it's interesting. And the nice thing is, I mean, this is non-representational, right? So it doesn't matter. It's just, does it look neat? You know, people say, well, what is that? I don't know. What do you think it is? I don't know. Just, you know, it's fun. That's all it is. Now, if you decided to put this into a grid, and this could be just a neat reticule if you did it like as your string, you could do that. And then put other tangles inside. It doesn't matter. It's all up to whatever you want to do. But if you want to do it in a grid, and this one I decided, instead of, in my version of the step out, my last box, and I don't know, well, I mean, you can see what Sue in hers, well, there's just a lot of different samples. A lot of them seem to go, they all go the same direction. So I decided, let's do this. And you can kind of, whoops, there we go. So in the upper right box, this is apparently how I like to do it. The upper right box is where I start, and it is in this orientation. And then I turn the tile. That would be counterclockwise, or, you know, turning it to the left. Okay, so it's really funny. It's to the left, unless you're thinking about the bottom corner, because then that could be to the right. Okay, anybody else's brain work that was like, if I'm turning it from the top, then I'm turning it from the left, but at the same time, it's, well, never mind. I'm going to get lost in my head a minute. All right, so anyway, turning it counterclockwise, and then same thing. Counterclockwise, same thing. And again. And then with the shading, and, you know, doing a little bit something different in the sections. But yet, I did the same thing, as you can see, in each section, and it just creates a neat pattern from that. And so that in itself is the idea behind fragments and reticula. This is a fragment. The grid is the reticula, and reticula means well, you can have other types of grids, just so that way you know. And if you're interested in more on that, and besides, it's a really good book, is the Zentangle Primer by Maria Thomas and Rick Roberts. Just fantastic. I sometimes, I always feel like I get the last names mixed up to the wrong person, because they're both kind of sort of first names, you know. It's just really funny. But anyway, it's a really, really good book, and it explains that, the fragments and reticula. So there we go. There we have it. Really, really fun. All right, and I'm going to fix this. So if you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have, would love it if you click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, while you're clicking, go ahead and click the subscribe button as well. In the description section, I always do my own version of the step out, so you will find that there, as well as Sue's. Below those is my link tree, and there you'll find links to my social media, so website. So if you want to follow my blog, because this is ends up being my daily tangle, all of these videos I do every day, and they're intended, I put them out the evening before, because we have people in different time zones and whatnot, and that way it's like I do my best, so that way it's there before, or very early in the morning, we should say. I have to be completely honest, because sometimes it might be, at least my time anyway. But so you'll get those. I send out class recaps via my blog, so you can sign up there for that. If you happen to be on Facebook, there's a link to my page, as well as our Tangle Addicts community group. So if you'd like to hang out with a bunch of amazing tanglers, I can't say enough good things about the group. So collectively, just amazing people, amazing support for one another, and the fact that we all understand that, you know, we come to this with different skill sets, different abilities, different disabilities at the same time, and we like to celebrate what everybody does. So we highly encourage those that want to join the group. I mean, while you can just be a lurker, and that's okay, and just like and comment and stuff like that and participate that way, we like to see what everybody does so we can celebrate you and what you're doing. So like I said, it's a really fun group. So join us. There are 4 questions you have to answer in order to gain entry, just so you're aware. Let's see, I mentioned classes. They are listed on my website. However, if you want to get reminders and such, follow me on Facebook, or there are a couple other links on the link tree for where I post classes. Someday I will get to like some kind of a registration system on my own, independent of those things, and that will be nice. And most of the classes are free, just so you know. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days that I do classes. They're all live online, and Thursdays are free. There's one Tuesday a month that is free. The other ones on Tuesday are a paid class, or I have one that's exclusive to my club subscribers. And if you're interested, you know, so if you really enjoy it, just so you know, there's a subscription club, and information is there as well. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.